Okay, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Zulfikar Zikri bin Muhammad Fadil, and today I will present about my final year project, which is Food Savior, Surplus Food Ordering System with Geolocation. And my supervisor is Ms. Raihana binti Mak Saidi. So in this slide, I will tell you about my project background, problem statement, objective and other things, and later on I will show you my application. So let's move. So first is my project background. Why I choose to create Food Savior as my final project is because, as we know, there are days that retailer create food or make food in a larger quantity than they can sell, even though if they have estimate the quantity, there might be days that maybe rain or something happen which make them lose their profit. So I come up with this application not only to help the retailers but also people who need food in a cheaper price, so they can eat. Next, in my application, not only the user can create an order, but there is also map for the people to find restaurant in their area using their geolocation. For the geolocation, the maps will detect where the people live and their surrounding, so which means places in their area. Okay. Moving on to the problem statement for my application. So first is from the retailer or seller part. Okay, as I mentioned earlier about the loss of profit for throwing edible food, so this is one of the problem for the retailer or seller because they have to throw their food away when they are closing, because if something happen on that day, even maybe a disaster that cause them to not able to sell all their food that they have made. So this is one of the problem statement. Next is on the demand is lower because of the RMCO that are occurring in our country right now. Okay. On the consumer part, the problem statement is the difficulty to purchase a cheaper food. As we know, because of the RMO and the RMCO, the price for the supply to make the food is increasing and becoming more expensive for the retailer or the seller. So this will cause the retailer or the seller to increase the price for the food, and this will make the difficulty for the consumer part because they need to purchase the food on more expensive price. So based on the problem statement, this is why I choose to create this application to ease both sides, from the retailer and or the seller and the consumer part. Okay, moving on to the objective. So on the objective part, there are three. First is to design a mobile application which is Food Savior to sell surplus food from the retailer to the people who are interested in buying the food. Next is to develop Food Savior using geolocation. So geolocation is, as I mentioned earlier, is the map in the application. And lastly is to evaluate the effectiveness of the application of the prototype. Okay, moving on to the project scope. So first is the target user. For the target user, there are two target user, which is retailer and the buyer. Next, on the functionalities of the application. So first, user can look at restaurant and food that are available on the featured part from the application. Later on the application, I will show that when the retailer publish new product or food that they want to sell, so the user will see it on the front. Next is The user also can search the product and food that are available by using the search bar that have in the application. And lastly, there are also maps that provide the current location of the user and places around them. Okay, next on the significance. What is the significance from my application? So first, as I mentioned a lot on the earlier, the retailer can still get a little profit from the surplus food, as maybe they will throw it away at the end of their selling time, so they can still keep the food and try to get a little profit when they publish the food into the application, and this will attract users that want to buy the food because it was published on the cheaper price. So the user can get it before the retailer close. Next, buyer get to buy food that are still edible with a much cheaper price. So on this part, maybe the buyer was interested in buying the food at first, but because the price is too high, they have to wait. And because of the available of this application, so the buyer can buy the food with a cheaper price when the retailer want to close their shop. Okay, the last one is maybe a little too big, but I was hoping for the food waste from the retailer or maybe the food producer in Malaysia can be reduced in the future because of this application. On the literature review, I will show you some of the related works for with my final project, but it is not too similar. So first is Too Good To Go. Too Good To Go is application that also promote to sell surplus food from the retailer to the user, but this application is not available in Malaysia and they have online booking as well. Next is Olio. Olio is food ordering system, but not for the surplus food. It is available in Malaysia. And lastly is YWaste. YWaste is a mobile application available in Malaysia and have online booking, but this application is already not very active for right now. Next part is the methodology. So for methodology, the framework that I use is SDLC, System Development Lifecycle, which need the requirement to build the application. And next is the design, implementation and verification. Lastly is the maintenance for the application. This is the use case diagram for the application. And next is this is the entity relationship diagram for the application as well. And this is the flowchart for the buyer, which for the buyer they will have to log in and they start. They can view the offer, select the food that they are interested in buying, and place the booking. Okay, after they place the booking, if they have confirmed, they will need to pay at the counter, and when they pay at the counter, it will generate bill. The bill will receive to the retailer, and the retailer will prepare the order. When the order is completed and the buyer has come, so the buyer will pay for the food and the retailer will take the money. So that is the apps for now. Okay, that's all for the slides. Okay, next I will move on to the application. Thank you. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So I will show you the application for my final year project. So as you see here, this is the registration part of the application. So the user will need to enter their username, email and password to the application. Okay, let's try to enter. So I will use my name and the emails. And the password. So password, let's try. So this is the home screen for the application. So let's try to add an order. Okay, so let's try roti john, and you can choose to place how many order do you want, and let's try to add 2. Okay, so here it will show the list of order, which is the card for the all that we have been ordered. So we can click on buy now, and the payment method that we have is pay at shop. So we can click on pay at shop, then it will remove from card. So now after it was removed from the card, so we can go to my orders, and on my orders we can see on the last at price 14 ringgit order was created, and it will show the time and the date of the creation. So it will state complete, and we only need to bring this as the sign to the retailer that we have made an order. So the retailer will get the order, and they will the user will pay to the retailer at the shop. Okay, we also can find food from the application. So let's try to type 1 as R. So it will show the products, which is roti john. So it will start with R, so it will come up. And we also can change it to the restaurant and try to find it. So let's try to put S. So it will come up the restaurant, which is Sayang Selalu. This restaurant was the one that sold the roti john. Okay. On the home page also, it will show all the restaurant that are available to choose, and we can click on the restaurant. So it will show the products that they're selling. Okay, and next we also can divide it to the type of food, such as if breakfast. Okay, we have nothing on breakfast, so let's try lunch. So on lunch, okay, these have 2 items, so we can click on it and we can make an order again if we want, and still the same, go to the list of order and we can make an order from there. Okay, next is the location. So for the location, it is the map of the application. So on here we can see the geolocation, and we can also see all the places nearby us. So for me, I stay at Karumpang, Hulu Selangor, so I can see all the places near me. Alright. Okay, so this is my geolocation, and we can move the maps to anywhere we want. And after we have done, okay, we can click on it to move back to our position. Okay, that is all for the user part of the application. So next, I will show on the retailer or the owner of restaurant apps. Now let's proceed to restaurant owner food application. So here is the login page for the application, and we also can register new restaurant for new restaurant that want to join the application. They can enter their restaurant name, their emails, and their password, and then they can enter the apps and publish new foods that they want to publish for the user to buy. So I already have one restaurant that I already registered, which is the one that I show at the user application, which is the Sayang Selalu. So let's just review that. So okay, first we enter the email. I already registered it for later on I will show you the inside. Okay, this is the home page for the application for the restaurant owner or the retailer. So this is Sayang Selalu, the one that I made an order for the roti john just now. Okay, for the orders on the home page, we can see the orders, total food, and total sales for the restaurant. And I have already registered few orders, and that is why the orders and total sales are quite high. And we can also see the products that are being sold by the restaurant, and we can add new product if we want. So let's try to add new product by clicking on the plus button. So here is the add product page. On the add product page, we can add new image for the food. Okay, so let's choose one picture. Okay, let's choose. Okay, so we can add picture, and we can change if we want to change for the new picture that we want to put. Okay, so okay, here you can see that we can change the picture. So okay, let's try to put ayam goreng pack. Okay, right, so we can choose to be featured on featured magazine, which is the on the highest at the user page. Okay, and the category, we can choose which category we want, and let's choose it to be dinner, I suppose. Okay, so under product name, we can call it fried chicken, or we can put whatever name. So it is fried chicken, so we put fried chicken. And we can add product description. Okay, we try to put spicy food. Okay, then next is the price. So on the price, it has a little bit problem, which is we need to register the price in form of sale. Okay, so for one piece of ayam goreng, so it will be like RM1. So let's put 100 cent is equal to RM1. Okay, then we can upload food. Okay, so it will show that upload is completed, and we can see here there is fried chicken on the apps, and it will show the price as well, which is RM1, as we stated earlier. Okay, and from the previous on the user application, we have create one order, if we still remember, and now we can show you the orders. Okay, as we can see on second bottom, the RM14. Okay, we can see that it is created on 31 July 2021 on 2:24 AM. So I know it's kinda late, but this is for the video. Okay, so you can see that is like an ID to which is will be same on the user application and also on the restaurant owner. So it will be the ID to confirmation for the restaurant owner to take the payment from the user. Okay, so this is from the restaurant owner. Next I will show from the okay, we also can show you the product. Okay, product that we have sold. There are currently these two product that are being sold. Later on we can add more if we want. Okay, so next I will show you the products that we have published at the user application. Okay, I think this is last part, which is I will show you back on the user application the product that we are currently published. Okay, so okay, on the feature, as we publish it on the feature, so you can see here it is the fried chicken. So we can add to cart if you want, like maybe 5 pieces. Okay, item was added, and you can see on the cart, sorry, okay, we can delete it. Alright, so this is the list of order on the cart right now, and we can buy now. So the shop as well. Okay, and okay, we can see my orders, and 5 ringgit was stated on the second. Okay, and okay, next we also can find the fried chicken like before on the product. Okay, so we type F, and okay, that is the product. So this is my application. I have two applications, which is on the user part for the user to buy, to create an order for the restaurant owner, and the second application is for the restaurant owner to publish new product for the user to buy food. I think that's all from me. Thank you.